So, guys, it's with a heavy heart that I bring you the news that the one and only Pat Robertson has officially retired. The reason why this hurts is because Pat Robertson gave me tremendous content for years and years and years and years. People don't know, I've been doing this since like 2012. And Pat Robertson was one of my go-tos, where he said some crazy shit on the 700 Club, and I'm there to be like, oh my God, I got to talk about this. And so, in all seriousness, we just lost the king of stupid. And it sucks. It sucks. It really sucks. I want to show you guys, just to give you a little sampling, just to give you a little taste as to what Pat Robertson was all about for all those years. And it's so sad because he went away and I only saw like one article on it like 4 days after he went away. This should have been bigger news that he was stepping down. But anyway, maybe I'm in my own bubble in that respect. But here is some of Pat Robertson's greatest / most worst and terrible hits. Let's watch and then I'll come back and tell you more.
You know what they do in San Francisco, some of the gay community, they want to get people, so if they've got the stuff, they'll have a ring, you shake hands, and the ring's got a little thing where you cut your finger.
Really?
Well, you could become a Muslim, then you could beat her.
But in lieu of that.
You don't want to go to Saudi Arabia?
No.
You know, I think this man's got to stand up to her, and he can't let her get away with this stuff. What you're saying is, yes, I like this kind of thing. You've got a couple of same-sex guys kissing. Do you like that? Well, that makes me want to throw up. But if you think you punch, to me, I would punch vomit, not like. In history, there's never been a civilization ever in history that has embraced homosexuality and turned away from traditional fidelity, traditional marriage, traditional child rearing, and has survived. There isn't one single civilization that has survived that openly embraced homosexuality. I'm talking about the cheating. He cheated on you. Well, he's a man. Okay. What is this mac and cheese? Is that a black thing?
It is a black thing, Pat.
Something happened a long time ago in Haiti, and people may not want to talk about it. They were under the heel of the French. You know, Napoleon III and whatever. And they got together and swore a pact to the devil. They said, we will serve you if you'll get us free from the French. It's a true story. Every time the United States gets involved in some kind of a pressure on Israel to split their land, there's some natural disaster that happens here in America.
He said a lot of insane things there, too many things to go over each one here. But I will say the one that really stuck out in my mind was, what is this mac and cheese? Is that a black thing? Who doesn't know about mac and cheese? That's like the most ridiculous thing. It's like saying, what's this cheeseburger thing? I never heard of that before. Like, what do? What do, 500-year-old wasps do? Eat porridge 24/7? I don't understand. All right, so this is going to be a full audit, a full accounting of Pat Robertson's career, so you know virtually all of the insane things he ever said. Now, again, I just gave you a little taste there with that compilation, but I went back and looked through our very own Secular Talk titles. So our own videos on Pat Robertson to show you guys just how deep the well goes. Pat Robertson said universal basic income is, quote, utterly insane. He said, quote, woke corporations are just like the Nazis. Oh, it gets a lot better than this. God says Trump is going to win. This was before the 2020 race, and usher in end times. Oops. He wanted to drone strike Venezuela. He said that God told him that told him and George H.W. Bush to start a war. And then they did. It was the first Gulf War. Bragging about the first Gulf War, which was based on brazen lies, by the way. He defended Saudi Arabia after they killed the journalist Jamal Khashoggi. He said that he successfully prayed away a hurricane on more than one occasion. This guy is such a gem. He pretended to cure his viewers' illnesses through prayer. Now, this is one that it's not cute. It's not funny, because I'm sure there are people who listen to Pat Robertson who really believe him and believe in him. And if he says, hey, he cured me, then the viewers might think, yeah, he cured me. And then that's going to prevent them from going to the doctor, going to the emergency room or whatever. And that is not cool. That is not cool, because then you got human lives that are seriously threatened. He told a viewer that their kid dying might be part of God's plan. He said, you're a bad parent if your kid is an atheist. He said, disrespect for Trump and God is why the gigantic Vegas mass shooting happened. This is a few years back. He said that Eric Bolling was being framed in his dick pic scandal. I had forgotten that Eric Bolling had a dick pic scandal, and now, unfortunately, I'm reminded of it. He gave medical advice, and in that advice referenced demons. He said that God told him Trump's health care plan would pass. I'm sensing a number of things here that God told him X, Y, or Z, and then it didn't come to pass. It's funny. You would think he would immediately lose all of his audience when that happened. He lost none of it because his audience is geriatric psychopaths. He said climate change is a fundamentalist religion. Trump is implementing God's plan. He called Bernie Sanders a bum. He said Halloween is satanic and it's demon worship. He said let drug addicts starve to death. He said Bernie Sanders' young supporters are, and I quote, panty raiders. He said rock music summons demons. Gays are oppressing straights. If you believe in God, you go to jail. He blamed a stock market plunge on abortion. He called the Kenyan government wise because they jailed gays. He said that porn gives demons permission to get to you. He told a viewer they should hit their 11-year-old for the music that they listen to. He said that liberals love Sharia law. He compared Buddhism to a disease. He compared gay rights to dog marriage. He said Ouija boards are demonic. And he said you can get AIDS from Kenyan towels. Nobody can replace this guy. Nobody can replace. The level of stupid that he reached is legendary. He might be in a league of his own, maybe like him and Rush Limbaugh. But the thing about Limbaugh is, like, he was never inadvertently funny, whereas Pat Robertson oftentimes was inadvertently funny, even though he's a terrible human being and he did terrible things. And by the way, he's a scam artist. He was involved with some sort of diamond mine in Africa. Laura only knows the details of that story. I think I covered it once, but I don't remember the details of it. Terrible human being. And apparently his son, who's like over 60, LOL, is taking over. That's kind of funny. I don't know if his son is as stupid as he is, but one can only hope.